Hey everybody, I thought I'd go through this Dark Horse books. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. This looks interesting. Fear Case. Some of this stuff is out already, but like I said, I've done it before. I like going through them just to go through them and speculate on what's going out, what's coming out, what's looking good, what might be worth something, what'll be a good read, or something. What do you think will take off? But it's really cool. This Fear Case looks interesting. A new horrific detective series by Matt Kent and Tyler Jenkins. That looks cool. Then we got Young Hellboy. All this stuff's coming out in February. The Hidden Land, #1. And Black Hammer, Visions, #1. So we got over here, it's #1 of 4, it says. So that looks really interesting. We got some variant covers over here. That's cool. I like this one here. I like when they do the faded background and the people on it. That's cool, the colors. It looks like an FBI type thing. Let's see what this is. A new horrific detective series by Matt Kent and Tyler Jenkins. A no-nonsense Secret Service agent, yes, that's what it is, and his new age partner investigate a mysterious box known as the Fear Case, which has appeared throughout history at the sites of disaster and tragedy. Whoever comes into possession of this case must pass it on within 3 days or face deadly consequences. What in the world would you come in contact with it for? I guess we're going to have to find out why you would even have this in your possession. Okay, the agents must track down this Fear Case while staying one step ahead of a psychotic cult and the otherworldly forces behind the case's existence. It's Gem of the Month. This is something, I'm going to have to look at this because I love stuff like this. That looks interesting. What do you guys think about that one? 32 pages, miniseries, it's 4 books. I could wait until a trade paperback comes out, but I'm liking that. Just the premise of it. It was a story I read years ago from some of the old comic books that I had of a guy who there was some type of thing that would heal your body, or it was a wish type thing, and kind of like a monkey paw or something like that, or something that was something you could heal. And if you wished on it, whatever you had, it would heal you. But you had to sell it. You couldn't keep it. You didn't want to have it in your possession. And I think he bought it for like a penny. To heal himself because he was dying of something, and then he had to figure out how he could sell it because he couldn't give it away. So he found like some type of island or something like that where he sold it to somebody because the money that they had was worth less than a penny. So he sold it to them for that so he could get rid of it, and he wouldn't be cursed anymore or something like that. You used it, you had to get rid of it. But this seems like something like that. That's really cool. I'm going to find out what that is and why you would have something like that in your possession. I see here's some of the pages here, or one of the pages. The Japanese transferred it to the Nazis. It got lost in Poland. The one thing we know, death and disaster follow this thing around, hence the conspiracy theories. And has been in rumors ever since, from 60s assassinations, wow, to Ecuadorian drug lords in the 80s. It worked its way to the doomsday cult south of LA, what's that say, the Phobos. Man, this looks wild. Our man inside confirmed this just before he was murdered. From there, it disappeared. Wow. Looks like they're using like real life stuff or something like that. Like something like this would be an awesome TV show. Because you look at some of the shows that's on Netflix right now, some of the original stuff that's out there now, everything, that would be very cool. We'll have to see what it does. I think this might be a sleeper or something like that, or maybe not a sleeper, but it says Gem of the Month. So I think I'm going to go back and make sure I get this. Might even get 2 of them. Okay, now we got Young Hellboy, #1 of 4. Let's see. That came out on the 17th of February. The Hidden Land. Stranded on a strange island after a mishap on their way to South America. Dig site. Hellboy and Professor Brutenholm are confronted by all manner of monsters. But even when the stranger who rescues them turns out to be one of Hellboy's heroes, they aren't as safe as they think they are. Okay. That's cool. That's different. Here's a variant. Gem of the Month on that one, too. Okay, look at the artwork. You left us no choice, Professor. The abomination must not be allowed to grow. Out of my way. God's will must be done. Run, Hellboy! Ah! Geez, these guys are really dead. Maybe I can do something to keep us from crashing. How hard can it be? That looks interesting. Young Hellboy. We'll see. Or we could, instead of going old Hellboy, like they've been doing with Wolverine and Hawkeye, and who else did they do it with? Harley Quinn. And there's somebody else. Star-Lord. Okay, Black Hammer Visions, number 1 of 8. So there's going to be 8 issues to this one. I picked up the first one. And I want to see what it's going to be about. Let's see, February 10th. An exciting reimagination of the Eisner Award-winning Black Hammer series told by guest writers and artists such as Patton Oswalt, Jeff Johns, Mariko Tamaki, Chip Zdarsky, like his stuff. I've been picking up all the issues of Daredevil. Kelly Thompson and more of comics' top talents. Patton Oswalt joins artist Dean Kotz, and Jason Wardy to explore the life of youthful superheroine Golden Gale on the Black Hammer farm before the beginning of Black Hammer number 1, and her struggle to maintain sanity as a middle-aged woman trapped in the unchanging body of a superpowered grade schooler. Wow. There's some variants down here. Is that milk and cheese? Yeah, Evan Dorkin. That's funny. We got a page here. Super job, Gil. Were you not up to fractions at your old school? It was, so long ago. Not to mention all the smallpox and venereal disease. What? Gil, what have I told you about cereal disease? You must never enter the cabin of horrors. But I want a cigarette, you stupid swamp witch. What? Okay. Wait, who am I again? Captain Crazy? Oh, this is stupid. It is not, Barbara. Man. Okay. Barb Alien, Red Planet, number 4 or 5. Okay, now we got picture here is bright red. We got a variant down here. So we got shape-shifting hero Barb Alien has found happiness in the company of a young gay activist, but discrimination, his own split identity as a cop and vigilante, and the continued rampage of the Martian bounty hunter Boa Boaz all threaten to unravel his life. That came out on the 17th of February. We got one over here, Crimson Flower. Well, that's an interesting cover there. Wow. Crimson Flower number 2 of 4. Okay, that comes out on the 24th. Perhaps tomorrow. On the trail of her father's killer, a young woman begins to blur the line between reality and fantasy as the folktales from her childhood become more real than the world around her. And as she makes it one step further toward avenging her father, the line between justice and vengeance becomes equally fuzzy. Matt Kent has long proven himself to be one of the most inventive and cerebral comic makers alive today. IGN. Cool. Now we got Stranger Things here. Dungeons and Dragons. Wow. These are the covers, extra covers here. It's kind of sad that the kids grew up. Now, I don't know how they'll do more movies, if they'll do more videos and do more seasons, but they'll be a lot older in that. So if they're going to do more, it'd be cool to see more stuff, see them as they grow up, I guess. Cool. Now, this is number 4/4. It came out on the 3rd of February, so it's out. The young heroes of Hawkins find themselves swept up in a sea of change after saving their town from Soviet spies and horrific creatures. Their favorite bookstore has shuttered, and Will and Eleven are moving away. But before they go, the party has one last epic quest to finish. Okay. Interesting. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Song of Glory. Hardcover. Comes out on April 21st. It's a nice cover. Nice colors. 72 pages. Fearless Vikings confront their destiny in this glory-seeking prequel to Ubisoft's next hit video game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Norway, mid-9th century CE. Eivor, a Viking warrior, observes a village raided by a neighboring kingdom. Bloodshed and mayhem erupt as she seizes the attack in her own favor. But will her victory be a blessing or a curse? Elsewhere in the east, another Viking searches for a different kind of prize, one of crucible steel. Okay. Paul Levitt's name in red. Unfinished Business hardcover here. Wow, look at this. The shadow. That's pretty spooky looking. Free Will. Lovely concept. Unfinished Business down here. Origami. Okay, comes out on April 7th, 88 pages. A priest, a minister, and a rabbi walk into a bar. Except they're all dead. Not a zombie apocalypse. Sorry, Walking Dead fans. But a bit of unfinished business that heaven needs the departed clerics to address, if they can. But what awaits them if they succeed? Life, afterlife, or oblivion? A tantalizing original graphic novel mystery from Eisner Award winner and Eisner Award Hall of Fame inductee Paul Levitz. And Simon Fraser. That's interesting. Look at that. That's spooky though. You're walking down and you got this shadow trying to grab you. Okay. The Witcher, Fading Memories 4 of 4. Comes out on February 4th tomorrow. 24th tomorrow. Nice cover. Variant down here. Like the red. Now we got to preserve the secret behind the mage, the Mayoress makes Geralt an offer, one that would solve his struggles working as a witcher, but also one of great risk and moral strife. Do the townspeople deserve the truth, or is there empathy in allowing the illusion? Geralt must make a choice, his livelihood or his conscience. Okay. Now we got Norse Mythology, Neil Gaiman. P. Craig Russell, that's cool. Got a variant cover down here. David Mack did that, that's cool. Norse Mythology number 5. Came out on February 10th, so it's out. Loki's strange children are discovered by the gods and forced into their dismal fates in a grand story of betrayal and destiny. Then Thor comes to the goddess Freya's aid by taking her place in an unusual wedding that is, of course, Loki's fault. Okay, Resident Alien, Your Ride's Here, number 4 of 6. Came out on February 10th. It's a wild-looking cover. A lonely alien explorer stranded on Earth pretends to be a small-town human doctor, and a determined federal agent gets closer to catching him. After a break-in at Harry's clinic, a child goes missing, and the threat of another abduction looms over Patience, Washington. Harry's human relationships are only getting more complicated. Okay. Now we got another one over here, Alien, Resident, Your Ride's Here. So that's volume 6. Your Ride's Here trade paperback. So I'm not sure, is that the same one? They're on number 4 of 6, And this is volume 6, the trade paperback. Is that the same thing? And is it coming out on trade already? So this, okay. This comes out on the 14th. I guess that once everything's done. That's kind of weird, though. Harry's learned a lot about himself and the possibility that other aliens have been stranded on Earth, too. He needs to figure out what to do with Honey, the only resident in Patience, USA, who sees him in his true alien form, as well as deal with his feelings toward Asta, his best friend. Brad and Amanda's wedding day draws near. Dan is concerned about Harry's safety, and a sinister federal agent pretending to be a new Patience resident visits Harry's clinic for a checkup. There's a lot going on in Patience. Okay. That sounds interesting. I like stuff like this. I have to check this one out. Let me know if you're reading this one. Okay, You Look Like Death. I saw these on the shelves, but I didn't pick any of them up. Tales from the Umbrella Academy, You Look Like Death, number 6 of 6. And then variants right here. Jennifer Sohn, I.N.J. Colbert. That's different. Comes out on the 24th, tomorrow. When funding from the Hollywood gods, Claus directs his new film, starring aging starlet Vivian Clark in a long-shot attempt to rein in her evil while finding some peace for his doomed Arthur friend. But the real ace in whole may be the vampire chimp lord who's put a price on Claus's head. Ooh. National Anthem. The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. National Anthem, number 5 of 6. And we got variants down here. Cool colors. You guys say this looks like Star Wars character. Well, Mace Windu. Okay. That looks like him, but not sure what they're doing there. Okay, this came out on the 10th of February. It's out. As Mike Milligan, or Milligram, races towards New York City with the reassembled Killjoys crew, our band of reality-saving exterminators must fight their way through a deranged corporate hitman known as the Scarecrow. Wow. And blast through a giant highway barricade or die trying. Leonardo Romero's kinetic art and Jordi Belair's electrine colors make this a must-read comic. 5 out of 5 stars. Comicbook.com. Okay. Now we got Avatar, The Next Shadow. 2 of 4. Came out on the 3rd of February, so it's out. Set just after the events of James Cameron's blockbuster motion picture. With grievances of the past compounding in the Omaticaya refuge in unrest, an uprising begins. A member of the tribe challenges Jake's claim to leadership, invoking a trial by combat. Okay. Fighting. Overwatch, let's see. And this is not the final cover here. Tracer, London Calling, number 3 of 5. That came out on the 3rd of February. All right. Let's see. Tracer struggles with guilt after the assassination of Mondata. Meanwhile, Case, the major Omnic advocate for anti-human Omnic cohabitation, provokes a rebellion against humans in response to the death of their Omnic leader and orders an attack on a monument in London. Wow. Now we got Jeff Darrow, the Shaolin Cowboy. I love this character. Shemp Buffet. Comes out on April 7th. Wow. The saga of one man's fight against the Walking Dead as you've never seen it before. Okay. I like to see Ryan Otley draw this too, with his detail and everything. Jeff Darrow is awesome with his detail. I like to see Ryan Otley do it too because of how he does Invincible with all the blood and everything and fighting and just the gore and everything. When you see the stuff that he does with Invincible, I don't think he get to do it too much in Spider-Man, but wow. Okay, the action never lets up as a chainsaw of events pits the comics world's favorite Shaolin cowboy against a legion of gourmets from the 4th level of hell. intent on turning America's finest youth into an endless shemp buffet. Strap on your 6 guns, gas up your chainsaw, and hang on, cause you aren't in downtown Abbey anymore. Yeah, if I remember this correctly, this is the trade. I got a few of these single books, and I could not believe just the fighting and constant with those chainsaws and everything on the end of the thing. It's like that one video game that was out. It was like flipping that chainsaw around, and it was like thousands, and he was just going through them all, tearing them up. Wow. Okay, Shock Illustrated Adult Crime Stories. The EC Archives Shock Illustrated hardcover comes out on April 7th. Enjoy the complete run of Shock Illustrated, an innovative picto-fiction magazine containing illustrated prose stories of switch parties, thrill killers, and more of society's dark underbelly, written and illustrated by Daniel Keyes, Jack Kamen, Reed Crandall, Graham Ingalls, and more. The archive volume contains Shock Illustrated issues 1 through 4. Features the lost 4th issue with pencils from Frank Frazetta. That's cool. Now we got Sacred Decay, The Art of Lauren Marks. That's pretty cool. Then we got a variant down here. Different. Okay, that comes out on the 21st of April. Fungus blooms and dies, bones weather, and moss form halos around dismembered animals in the darkly exquisite collection from acclaimed artist Lauren Marks. With an impressive eye for detail, Marks brings her uncanny subjects to life or death with awe-inspiring texture and intensity. Birds, beasts, fish, plants, and more blossom radiantly on the page in their cycle of birth and destruction. Wow. Celebrating artist Lauren Marks' first collection highlights works from her latest gallery shows and more, with over 120 pages of full-color art. Don't miss this stunning hardcover. Wow. If you like stuff like that, you like that. It's supposed to be $30. Okay. This one's Autobiographics. Some art here, black and white art. And then a cover or something here. Featuring stories by Will Eisner, William Stout, Gabriel Ba, and Fabio Moon, Stan Sakai, Sergio Aragones, and many more of comics' top talent. Okay. Comes out on April 14th. A premium collection demonstrating the effectiveness of the comics medium for telling the most personal of stories, the autobiography, showcasing some of the first published autobiographical stories from living legend artists, mainstream greats, and young indie up-and-comers. Cool. I'll just jump to the next page here. Youth trade paperback. Comes out on April 7th. There's some artwork for it here. Bright colors, wow. Okay. Youth is Larry Clark's Kids meets Chronicle. X-Men by the way of Frank Ocean. It smashes together the violence of coming of age with the violence of superhero narrative as well as the beauty. Youth is a coming-of-age story that tells the story of 2 queer teenagers as they run away from their lives in a bigoted small town and attempt to make their way to California. Along the way, their car breaks down and they join up with a group of fellow misfits on the road. Embarking together in a van, traveling the country, they party and attempt to find themselves. And then something happens. Collects the original digital series Youth 1 through 4. All right. Static trade paperback. Comes out on April 28th. Nice covers. Nice colors. That's the cover there. And then we got artwork here. Interesting looking. A new original novel by Matt Lesniewski about a man at the end of his rope pushed to the edge. As if being tracked by a violent gang of drug dealers wasn't enough, a mad scientist muscle for hire who hunts creatures for twisted Frankenstein-esque experiments finds himself fighting his boss and the patchwork monsters he helped create. Wow. Usagi Jimbo Saga Volume 9. Hardcover. Cool. Nice colors, I like that. And we got a variant down here, limited edition hardcover here. Okay, it comes out on April 24th, or 21st, I mean. Black and white, 600 pages. Usagi and Inspector Ishida team up in the 9th volume of the Rabbit Ronin saga as they undertake unusual measures and enlist the help of a few surprising sources to solve a series of murders and mysteries. Then join forces with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the ongoing battle of good versus evil from Edo-era Japan to New York City. Cool. Collecting Usagi Yojimbo Volume 32, Mysteries Usagi Yojimbo Volume 33, The Hidden in every existing Usagi Yojimbo Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover comic in existence. Also available in a signed hardcover limited edition. That's cool. Now we got Disney Princess Beyond the Extraordinary trade paperback. Comes out on April 7th. Cool cover. Beyond the Extraordinary. Short stories, or short comic stories filled with fun and cheer in the different lives of all the Disney princesses. Come along as they navigate a variety of situations to bring you fun, laughter, and delight. Includes a few never-before published stories. Fun and funny stories for all ages. Now we got Bandit. The House of the Green Mask. It's Bandit Volume 3, The House of the Green Mask trade paperback. Comes out on April 28th. The greatest thief of all in all the lands uncovers the greatest of all mysteries, a clue to the location of the legendary House of the Green Mask. But the sinister voice has set his sights on the same treasure and sent a deadly assassin after the same secrets. Worse, he's stolen the one thing dearest to Bandit's heart. Now she's after revenge. And also chocolate. Okay, now we got Gantz Omnibus Volume 6. Cool cover. Then we got other volumes available over here. Volume 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Comes out on August 28th or April 28th. $24.99. Black and white, 680 pages. Cool. Once a fearful conscript into the team of Gantz warriors, Kai Kurano is born again hard in the invisible war against an endless stream of bizarre alien invaders. But the off-world intruders are now taking human form, and even a friend may be a foe. Wow. That was Cyberpunk 2077 to Takemura figure. That's pretty cool. Dark Horse and CD Projekt Red partner once again for the latest addition to our figure line for the highly anticipated game of Cyberpunk 2077. Takemura is one of the most important characters featured in Night City. Ready for action, his fearless style shines through as he draws his gun, prepared for a fight. Approximately 9 inches tall on the samurai base. $50, $49.99. He's wearing glasses. Looks like something like that. Cool. Now this is all, it's just a re-list of different things that they got. All the different books that they got coming out. And that's the end of it. These are more statues, really cool. But next thing I'll start off with IDW. I'll try to get one a day in at least. But thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you're going to be getting. There's a lot of good stuff coming out. I saw some interesting books in there that I'd like to pick up. Like the Fear Case. That sounds interesting. You guys have a great day. I hope you enjoyed that. And Collector Dude is out.